Ladies and gentlemen, a very critical information has leaked concerning the church that William Samoei Ruto is planning to build on Statehouse land. Now, according to verified sources, the cost of putting up that church on that land is approximately 1.2 billion Kenyan shillings. But William Samoei Ruto has defended that cost, claiming that that church is going to cost only approximately 300 to 350 million Kenyan shillings.
Kama unatumia pesa zako 1.2 billion, Wakenya wanajua mshahara wako ni 1.4 million or thereabouts. How many years would it take ukitumia mshahara wako, assuming you are using all of it, kujenga kanisa kwa Ikulu?
But that is not even the case. William Samoei Ruto reaffirmed that he is going to construct that church using his own private money, but not public funds.
Nitajenga na pesa zangu kwa sababu kanisa ya Mungu ni mahali ambapo panatoshana na heshima.
Nitachoma hiyo Statehouse manaki iko na ukatili mingi huko.
Now, the move by William Samoei Ruto to construct a church on Statehouse has been met by a lot of backlash from both the opposition, other religious groups, and even Kenyans and legal experts. The opposition led by Rigathi Gachagua has condemned that move, stating that William Samoei Ruto should concentrate on rebuilding the Kiambaa church that they burnt during the 2007-2008 post-election violence, claiming that building a luxurious church on the Statehouse land is just a misplaced priority.
Nimesikia William Ruto anajenga kanisa pale. Sasa kama anapenda kujenga kanisa sana, si ile kanisa ilichomwa pale Kiambaa pamoja na watoto wajenge hiyo kwanza kabla kujenga hii Statehouse.
The legal experts have also condemned the move by William Samoei Ruto to build a church on the Statehouse land, claiming that the Statehouse land is a public land and there is no any building that can be put on that land without public consultations.
How can you build a private building using private money in a public land without public participation?
But William Samoei Ruto has gone ahead to initiate the construction of that church, claiming that he's doing it for God. He's doing it with his own private money. Kenyans have really pointed fingers at William Samoei Ruto, claiming that building a church on Statehouse using millions and billions of money is just a misplaced priority. In William Samoei Ruto's regime, Kenya is grappling with a lot of challenges, ranging from youth unemployment, from poor health sectors, from poor education sector. But William Samoei Ruto has decided to use millions and millions of money to construct a church on the Statehouse land instead of even putting that money on some critical infrastructure of this country. And you might ask yourself the reason as to why William Samoei Ruto has decided to build that church on the Statehouse land. Now, constitutionally, there should not be a state religion. And the fact that William Samoei Ruto has decided to prioritize building a church on Statehouse, even other religions have come up condemning William Samoei Ruto, stating that Kenya is a multi-religion state. It is not a single religion state. And the move by William Samoei Ruto to construct a church on Statehouse is considered to be a Christianity superiority. That has been condemned by Muslims and other religious groups who have claimed that William Samoei Ruto should also consider putting even a mosque or even other critical religion churches on the Statehouse land. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? William Samoei Ruto, as you know, is a very scheming politician. Now, some experts have hinted that there might not be an election in 2027. But William Samoei Ruto is not even concentrating with that. William Samoei Ruto is building a Statehouse church. That births this question. Is William Samoei Ruto planning to vacate Statehouse in 2027, as people together with the opposition have really emphasized that William Samoei Ruto is a one-term president? Yet William Samoei Ruto is busy constructing a Statehouse church. Do you think that William Samoei Ruto is going to vacate the Statehouse premises anytime soon? Now, these experts have hinted that there might not be an election in 2027 due to the fact that the IEBC is not yet ready to conduct an election. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, constitutionally, there should be a functional IBC 2 years prior to general election. Ladies and gentlemen, William Samoei Ruto has really dragged this issue of IBC. And this births this question. Do you think there is going to be an election in 2027? Now that is the reason as to why I leave the comment section open for you to give me your feedback. This is now the real reason as to why William Samoei Ruto has prioritized Christianity by building a church on the Statehouse land. Now remember very well that in the 2022 general election, William Samoei Ruto really capitalized on religious groups to get votes. And up to now, you can see William Samoei Ruto moving around churches and contributing millions and millions of Kenyan shillings to those churches. William Samoei Ruto knows very well that religion and ignorance is a very dangerous combination. And William Samoei Ruto is leveraging on the church and the faith to confuse Christianity, or rather the Christians, to vote for him come 2027 general election. And that is the reason as to why William Samoei Ruto has popped up with that plan to put up a church, but not even a church, a luxurious church with a capacity of 8,000 people in the Statehouse. That is just a scheme to be inviting different religious heads each and every time to consult and to strategize how the Christian religion, or rather the Christian faith, is going to re-elect William Samoei Ruto come 2027. That is a very dark plan by William Samoei Ruto. Remember that church is not a priority in Kenya, and even in Nairobi or even in the area around the Statehouse, there are a lot of churches that should be considered to be churches that William Samoei Ruto can go to in case William Samoei Ruto does not want to go to the Statehouse church. William Samoei Ruto defended that there was an existing Mabati church on the Statehouse land, and he said that he cannot afford to stay in the Statehouse with a Mabati church. But first and foremost, even that Mabati church should not be there, because constitutionally, presidency together with Statehouse is a symbol of national unity, and religious favoritism should not be condoned by any president. But ladies and gentlemen, here is the question. What if in the next general election we have a Muslim president? Will that Muslim president construct a mosque on the public land that is in the Statehouse? Then that is the reason as to why I just want to inform you that the advisors of William Samoei Ruto have really failed terribly to advise William Samoei Ruto on what to do. The Attorney General should be the chief legal advisor to the president, and the Attorney General should have informed William Samoei Ruto on the repercussions of building a church on the Statehouse land, but that has proven to be futile. Attorney General is mandated to advise the president on legal matters, but now we see William Samoei Ruto is really failing as far as these legal matters are concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my take. In the event you're watching me for the first time, then please join my channel by hitting the subscribe button. If politics is one of the things that you're passionate about, then this is definitely one of the best platforms for you. Let's meet in the next one. Adios.